welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys. My name is Joseph. Today, finally, I'm getting to Duskmourn to do a reaction for the song Fallen Kings and Rusted Crowns. Based on the cover, I'm gonna assume it's some form of black metal, probably, which I already mentioned I'm quite a big fan of. I like black metal, especially when it's either melodic black metal or more the new age when it has those kind of thrashy elements with good sound production. I was never a fan of like the 90s black metal where the sound was really muffled and low budget, and it became kind of the staple sound. Anywho, without any further ado, let's get right into it and see what we got here. If you are new to this channel, just be prepared. I voice my opinion here so we can create different conversations, but I'm always polite in my criticism so that we can get a back and forth, and perhaps sometimes you guys can also correct me on some things I say. Not to mention, the cover for this is freaking awesome. I like it. So I'm expecting good stuff here. Let's get into it. Yeah, right into it. Okay, so I was wrong. This is melodic death metal. But let's keep going. This is a nice intro so far, and nice sound too. I actually like the production. I already like this a lot. Yeah, this is I'm on board with this right away. This is kind of this sound I really like from melodic death metal the most. Reminds me of like Aviaron or Ethereum and a couple other bands you guys have introduced me to. So far it sounds great. I really don't know why my cat is meowing because I've been giving her a lot of attention, but I've been playing with her a lot, but she just wants more and more and more. Let's keep going. This is very nicely melodic. Because it has really beautiful melodies while keeping this kind of a raw-ish sound to the production. It maintains its heaviness. There's elements of, I wanted to say In Flames, but there's another band that just kind of came to my mind. She just kind of escaped me. If I come back to her, I'll mention it. But it just has this kind of a classic melodic death metal sound that I really like, despite from what I understand it's a newer band. I'm gonna assume it's probably either Swedish or Finnish or Dutch, definitely European style, because at the very least that's kind of what I'm hearing here. Encepharium, that's what I wanted to say. It sounds a little bit like Encepharium as well. feel like for some reason in the recent times, the genre that creates just the most amount of variety tends to be melodic death metal. They really just kind of let go of the constraints and go to town to what you can do within that genre of music. I feel like despite thrash metal being my favorite genre, for some reason they try to stick to the formula a little bit too closely. Even the ones that do like blackened thrash or punk thrash or any other kind of subgenre, if you go to like black metal, it tends to be quite elitist. If you ever do anything melodic, some hardcore dudes tend to kind of shun it, which I like the more melodic black metal sound. But melodic death metal seems to be one of the most experimental, and like doom metal and all these kinds of genres where they just kind of let go of the constraints of the genre to create what kind of music they like. So it seems like some of the best bands coming out in recent years are all coming from within this particular genre, and unfortunately, thrash metal is not getting as much love. There's a couple of bands here and there, but not a lot of new bands that are really good. Yeah, the melodies are really nice. And what is that instrument? When they hit the string, creates that kind of weird sound along with the acoustic guitar. That's really nice. I love that kind of like black metal blast beats with that riffing guitar with the melody that it creates, almost like going into black metal territory. I really love that sound. Um, like for example, like this band doesn't stand out as something like absolutely unique as something like maybe for example like Bellacore or Ginger. But it what it does, it's one of those examples. What it does, it just does really well. And I'm really enjoying what they're doing with this particular song. So much so, I just want to check out an album from them. But now at this point, there's so many different albums I want to listen to because of you guys introduced me to so many different really good bands that I've never heard of. Um, the melodies are just top notch. Is this over? Oh no, there's some more. Yeah, and it seems like a really epic song. There's a lot going on within it. There's a lot of different layering of instruments and melodies. Um, the only thing with this kind of music for me, some songs not that they tend to blend into one another, but they're almost meant to be listened to in succession. Hey, don't drink my water. You could join me on the pillow here, but you got to keep going. And yeah, they kind of have this sound that's meant to be listened to from beginning to the end for the whole album. It's not like a something you can pick out each song and like I always look for the certain songs that I tend to repeat and listen to many times over. They just have some kind of an addictive element to it, whether it be a riff, whether it be a main melody, or maybe the chorus. And this particularly doesn't really have it. It just has really beautiful melodies, which I think is actually the case of Bellacore as well. Most of their music, for me, is not meant to be replayed by certain songs. It's meant to be as this one single piece that you sit down to listen to. Of course, it's very different. Some people gonna feel completely opposite for me. What is it? Harp? Yeah, you can hear some winter sun in here too. Yeah, this was good. This was a really, really good song. Really good introduction to a new band. I kind of said it all that I thought I wanted to say. It just resonates. Something like this resonates with me automatically. And if, in my opinion, like I did something earlier, I reacted to Arch Enemy a little bit earlier in the week, and I said it was a great starting band if you were trying to get somebody into a more extreme side of heavy metal. And for me, Duskmourn will be the better example because they're not completely like they're not a commercial sound, but it's a familiar sound and it's an accessible sound. Uh, and I would pick something like this over Arch Enemy any day of the week, at least the version of Arch Enemy that is now. And not because of Alyssa. Alyssa, I have no problem with as a performer. It's more of just what happened to the sound of the music and kind of feels a little bit deflated from what it's been before. This still has the rawness to it and the fire behind it that I think is very important. And hopefully, guys, you enjoyed this reaction with me. If you could let me know where this band is from, if it's a new band, old band, I'm not really familiar with them really. I've subscribed to their channel so I can get more of their information from their new songs. But you know, I'm familiar with it, and I like hearing from you guys when you give me the lowdown for each band. And guys, hopefully you enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe, keep it metal, and if you enjoy this content, be sure to subscribe down below. Peace out, guys.